What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube? What's up, YouTube?
At the highest levels of these thought forms, you find that everybody's the same. At the highest levels of these chakra systems, you find that we are all connected.
Venus is captured with the electricity of the sound of thought. It comes from the body. The language comes like that. You understand? Hey, the black sun up in here, the black sun up in here.
I pop out in on designer, smell like Dolce Gabbana, rolling a marijuana. Your bitch has me go multi-yamas. Your bitch ain't really a front. Ooh, no, I can fuck if I wanna. I might just tell her I love her. I might just fucking.
Welcome, my people. Welcome to the Black Sun. Welcome to the Black Sun. Now, in this episode, I'm gonna be touching base on a pretty serious topic. I'm gonna be letting you know about introns and exons. I hope you're ready for this one. Okay? Let's get to it. Okay? In this topic now, I'm gonna be teaching about splicing. Okay? The spiritual meaning of splicing versus the scientific meaning of splicing. Now let's break it down. Okay? Now, when we're speaking about splicing means the DNA inside you, you are the DNA inside you that you are, cuts itself. So there's two vectors of DNA. You got introns and exons. Introns are the DNA part that actually does the cutting. These are the coding part. So what it does, it cuts in each and every segment. So once the introns cut it, the exons are the ones that actually create what's been cut. So this process of cutting of introns in each and every segment creates what we call splicing in science. So once you cut, each and every cut portion can be, for example, you take like a mouse and a pig. You can take the DNA. Once you combine on that cut part, the mouse is going to take the characteristics of that particular pig in its own DNA as it grows, as it becomes alive. So that's what exactly splicing means. So splicing means whatever characteristics, whatever information that particular being or organism has, it's going to be transferred, it's going to be migrated to boss. So whatever characteristics that particular organism has inside their own DNA, that other particular organism is going to take exactly those characteristics, where it's organized according to itself inside the same position from that characteristics of the other organism. That's what splicing is about. Okay, so science has been doing splicing ever since they've been figuring it out through splicing. So the splicing in DNA from animals, of course, the splicing in food. You understand? Go and take your own container of any food, canned food, whatever. Go read at the back. You're gonna read ingredients: sulfuric, EE222, blah 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 blah. That's what splicing is all about. Splicing is changing what the original information is all about and creating or adding or modifying the genetic characteristics of a certain organism. My people, this is spiritual because this is intentional. Anything that does with DNA is intentional. So this is spiritual. So modifying the original characteristics of whatever organism or whatever information and changing that information to what suits you or what you want to see. That's why it's spiritual and it's intentional. So in human, splicing occurs in a part of who we are inside our chakras. We call it tapping, spiritual tapping. When somebody taps into you and wants to get into your information, you understand? Let's say, for example, I'll give you splicing as a method of tethering. You're waiting in a bank in a queue. It's a long queue. Everybody's waiting in a queue. Then one decides to start complaining. I don't feel like that. I want to go. Then they move out of the queue. After 2 minutes, the third one starts to move. Then that thing continues slowly, 2, 3, 4. Then next minute that queue is like 4 people. You understand? That's how we affect each other. That's tapping into. Now there's levels of these things depending on which dimensions you're working on. It can occur in the physical dimension, like I just explained, or you can take it all over to other realms where people are manifesting through other people. Cars, houses, yes, that's what I'm saying. That's how it works. So when you talk about spiritual tapping, spiritual splicing, when you're talking about spiritual splicing, that's what I'm going to call it. When you're talking about spiritual splicing, you're talking about spiritual hacking. People coming into your own environment and invading it with their own energy. You understand? They send in their own energies while they coming to you in the physical world. Their emotional world is attacking you. Their etheric world is already building pictures that are going to affect your own realm. You understand? So people have mastered this art. That's what this Egyptian concept has been about, because Egypt talks about consciousness in this type of manner. It makes consciousness spiritual. So that's what tapping is about. So a person can go, where I'm coming from, we call it maslamos. So what they do, they go to the ATMs, then you find a normal person, a regular person, just go to a normal ATM month end. Then this other person will come looking nice, you know. Hey, can I help you with this? Can I help you? And they create stories. They create stories. So they affect your messages from your own generic DNA. So once you affect somebody's messages that is inside the DNA, you are modifying their original intention. You understand? That means you're opening their chakras. That means you're opening their crown chakra. You're making them feel safe in the third dimension, but you're actually taking information. So once you do that, they start talking in a way that you know you're going to get pulled out. So they pull out, there's this feeling of love or this feeling that's manifested. You understand? They have to wear good, they have to smell good, they have to take all these things that are going to elude or create an illusion for you. You understand? Then once you do that, can I help you with this? Then maybe the ATM, you're not that good in ATM. Some people are. So they can help you. Then once that person does that, you just feel this. You just feel like, oh, you trust this person. Oh, man, there's so many stories about this type. It's the same as Ugu Twalisa. You know, shit like that. It's the same thing. These are spiritual movements of the etheric realm. You build pictures inside your lobes. There's an infinite space, which is your own heart. Okay? So you build pictures inside your infinite lobe where somebody's gonna fall into this hiatus or space of who they are when they were young, and they can't, so that's forever. So that's what spiritual attack is about. So spiritual attack comes from people wanting to take your luck, people wanting to take your job. It can be anything. So they mess up with the chakras. They mess up with these organs that are specifically connected with your third eye. So these organs are for messages from the ether. These organs are not like your lungs, liver, when they're pumping like water and change. These are like spleen, thymus. They release only hormones. So once people invade those parts or attack those parts, they attack your spiritual parts. That's where this problem lies in. So your imagination gets confused. That's what this splicing of human splicing is all about. So it's very spiritual in a manner of, you need to understand why Muslim people wear hats on their head. They're covering information, their spiritual information, not to be stolen. That's why they wear these robes. It's all spiritual. There's a process in everything. There's nothing is just in plain sight. There's a process in everything. So once you understand this, you know that spiritual hacking, spiritual splicing has been happening. It's the way people steal each energy. They steal energy. People steal your energy. So they steal the messages that you were born with genetically. Okay? So once you understand these introns together with axons, they cut a certain segment of the DNA. That DNA is going to create RNA. You know what RNA is all about? RNA creates proteins. You are a protein. You are a source of protein yourself. So the creation of proteins is being invaded. Just before that, just before the protein can be created, the information is modified. That's why we look the way we look. That's why we talk this gibberish the way we gibberish in this age, okay? We are now living inside the divine sexual, where we should be living inside the divine spiritual. So understand the human splicing. There is a genetic spiritual splicing, hacking of the messages that you're born with, okay? As an astrological energy that you are, okay? It's the black sun. You need to understand this, okay? Love and light.